Hi, I'm Allie, and I'm just gonna be doing a how I made of the song Infinite Jesters. I'll just go through the Ableton session and solo different tracks and try to explain how I got the sounds from them and how I got them like sounding the way they do. I hope it's interesting or helpful to anyone making stuff. I've never done this before, so bear with me. I've had some technical difficulties throughout this process of like recording all this stuff, but I'll try to edit it all together and make it look good. Anyways, here we go. This song started with pretty much all of my songs, or most of them, I'll start on this acoustic guitar. And I was just playing the riff that runs throughout most of the song. Goes like it sort of repeats from there. So I had a voice memo of that and the lyrics that I'd made and the vocals that I'd written to that. But then I wanted to kind of put it in Ableton and build, like, I knew I wanted to build a track around it and have a cool drum machine and synths and things like that. So let's dive in. I have sort of a faux master chain set up that I like, but Joe Hutchinson at Garage Masters is the one who mastered this song, and he did a fantastic job. I'll just play a little bit of the song just as is in the session.
I held you, that your feet were cold.
Yeah, that's basically it. I'm thinking about maybe taking off this Saturn on the master. It's adding some really cool saturation, but it's also using a lot of CPU, and if it's going to be glitchy like this, it won't keep it on. So yeah, any like little twitchy glitchy noises are a result of just the CPU being it's just my computer can't handle it. But yeah, starting at the top, I have the drums. The song's basically made from 2 drum kits. This sort of one right here and track 3. And let's just listen to track 1 really quick. Oh, computer. Okay, I'm going to turn off this saturation. Unfortunately, I just can't afford that. Hopefully that is enough. Yeah, okay. But yeah, that sounds pretty cool. And then in the chorus, the hi-hats sort of change up. Yeah, so let's see what's on there. It's basically a kick snare, and I have some sort of weird LFO effect on it to kind of make it, let's see without it. Oh, it's a lot different. It like hits harder, it's louder, and it sort of spreads those snares out. I was just taking off some high end on that. So that's pretty straightforward. It's just all MIDI. I just found the samples, I think, just on my computer and built the kit that way. I'm pretty sure I built this kit, yeah. Sweet. And then this other drum kit that is probably a little more prominent. It has more like crunchy mids. Let's see, it's got okay. Oh yeah. This erosion plugin was what just turned on and sort of makes it grittier, and yeah, have some saturation. And then this Saturn FabFilter Saturn plugin comes in the second verse and gives a really cool sound. But I'll get there in a sec. I'm just going over the beginning now, I guess. This track is for SC, that means for sidechain, and it just has like MIDI information, which I can feed into the compressors on like the bass. Mostly the acoustic guitars and the synth are like heavily sidechained, and that is because this kick drum information that is muted, but it's being sent to the sidechain compressors on the mostly the acoustic and the synth, and it has a really cool sound. So that is not like an audible track though. So yeah, and then this bass, I'd already frozen it. I'd already printed it basically, but I went back just so I could show what bass I was using. I found what it was in Analog Lab. It's this, it's like a DX7 bass. Yeah, anyways, so I figured out that, but yeah, and then I don't think I added a lot on that plugin. I'm not sure, but it sort of sounds like this. It's really simple, but has like it's like a chorus and it's sort of a pitchy, a little warbly. It just sounds like liquidy to me. To me, it reminded me of like One-O-Trix Point Never or some of those sorts of electronic stuff. So that and the drums. Really like sparse bass, like just one note type shit. So yeah, that's pretty straightforward. I mean, the whole thing is, I don't have a whole lot going on. Let's talk about the guitars. It's 2 tracks, these acoustics. It's just like a panned left and right deal. They're treated slightly differently, but let me just listen to both of them real quick from the beginning. My Logic stopped recording for some reason, so I'm gonna go and go back to the bass really quick and just show the bass and the drums together. Cool. Oh, I like at the end of every chorus has a little bit. That makes me happy. Cool, and now I'll just move on to the acoustics. They're both treated slightly differently, this left and right acoustic tracks, but let's just see what it sounds like. the drum, or the side chain. Yeah, so yeah, that's basically what's going on. Let's just solo one of them, and I'll kind of open up the plugins on it and see. I'm just kind of thinning it out, compressing it, using this cool plugin, Real ADT. It sounds really different without it. A lot different. A lot flatter. More like one guitar, but this adds, it's a type of delay, I believe. Kind of like makes it watery and more 3D. And then I have a crystallizer on it, which you can kind of hear. Just making it sort of ethereal and a little fantastical. And then this fab filter comes on, the Saturn comes on in the second verse and makes it sound like, to me, like a screeching, like electric guitar, like very distorted and cool. So yeah, that's basically it. Soothe just to smooth it out, and woo, twitchies. And then this is that compressor I was talking about. And the information from the kick drum is feeding into here, so it gives it that really ducking sound. That's like 7 decibels. Yeah. Yeah, so it's anywhere from like 6 or 7 decibels of gain reduction on this track. Between like 4 and 6. It just depends on the how hard the kick is hitting. Cool. And then what's this? Polysync. I think this is the main synth. Yeah, yeah, pretty much. That's the intro. Some sort of dreamy ethereal chords. Analog Lab 4. Yeah, cutoff knob. Crazy. What is that?
Yes, I held you. Then your feet were cold.
Wow. Not sure at all how I found that, but probably just taking time going through a list of synths. So it has some EQ, which in the beginning is like a filter that automates up and expands it more. Tremolator going sort of, but it's subtle, but it's just giving that kind of like a wavy, just the motion of it to help it breathe. Just subtle EQ there. Panner, slightly going left and right, but that's really subtle. I think I was just trying to give it movement because it really is mostly the same sound throughout the whole song, I'm pretty sure. And then this also has a very intense sort of side chain. Let me hear verse 2 and see if there's any automation on it. No, it's like the same. So without the tremolo, it's more flat. That's subtle, but and then the side chain's hitting it super hard. 10 decibels?
Amazing!
So yeah, very cool. What's ice crystals? Second chorus starts doing that. Oh yeah, one of my favorite things, and was actually one of the first tracks that I had set up for this song, was this like arpeggiator thing. Which I don't think I played that, but I figured out the notes and then printed it. It says it's a Jupiter synth VST. And I don't have any like analog synths except for this mini long. But yeah, and then that plays throughout the song at specific times, as you can see, just before the verses, I guess, and then in the outro. Sounds like this. So yeah, it seems like it's a pretty narrow sound and tiny, so it probably was EQ'd a bunch to sound like that, but I like to try and shape most of the tone in the synth itself, so I don't have to have a lot of plugins on it. Is it trip arp? Okay. It's so wet and slimy. Oh yeah, that's not really important. And then I have the vocals, and that's it. And then the vocals consist of, and I've done this a lot, like on my record, there'll be like a lead vocal and then 2 supporting like stacks of like the same thing, but they're definitely different takes. And I kind of blend those together more quietly underneath the lead. I edited out all the kind of in-between space because there's probably a lot of mouth noises and stuff. So these are the 2 supporting tracks, and but let's play, I guess I can solo the vocal group, which has those 2 supporting, the lead, the ooh sample, I got to that, and like 1 harmony that was so fast. Here's the vocal.
You warned me as I held you that your feet were cold.
So yeah, that's nice. Chorus.
Then you walked. Suddenly I remember that you don't know me well at all. And still I let you spend your nights here.
Yeah, so that gives you an idea. I want to hear the 2 supporting vocal tracks soloed.
And suddenly I remember.
For whatever reason, they sound a little darker than the lead, but I just experiment in a de-esser, some EQ, 2 different 1176 compressors on there. Yeah. But the attack release times are basically the same. I think I just didn't want to push one of them too hard. Another see, that's like a multi-band compressor. So a lot of compression, a little bit of auto tune, smooth it out. Oh, where are you? There we go. It's not like a. It's kind of that's kind of aggressive for like maybe the style of music or something, but probably not. And then this sort of micro shift, I want to hear with and without. It's like probably makes a big difference. I guess I'll just solo one track.
You warned me as I held
chorusy.
you that your feet were
Oh my gosh, it's like a bluesy note. Didn't quite make it out to a note that I was aiming for. Very fun. So that one's negative 10 decibels. The one on the right is negative 8, so the one on the right is slightly louder.
You wore me like a towel, watching me unfold.
Very cool. And then the lead. I'll just play that same line again.
Then you wore me like a towel, watching me unfold.
Let's see. That EQ. I'm pretty sure my brother helped a lot with like EQing little things like that. He's really good at, his name's Jacob, and he's really good at knowing like how to create spaces for things. My stuff tends to be more like all smushed together, and then he's really good at like being able to recognize what should be attenuated and boosted from each track to help them kind of sit more harmoniously together. Let's see, so just like different compression here. Slower attack time on the lead. Same general preset, but it has more high end, I guess, for the lead. I'm not sure if that makes sense, but that's what I did. For whatever reason. Okay, yeah. Same general auto tune, and I like this like flex tune feature, kind of cranked, because then it doesn't, to me, it sounds a lot more nuanced, and it basically just doesn't, it's not, it feels almost like a wet dry, but it's basically just not applying as much of the effect to me. That's how it hits my ears. I know it's doing something slightly differently, but the way I perceive it is that it just sounds more natural. And then this sort of a little bit of micro shift, but a lot less than on the like supporting vocal tracks. And then I guess this synth bass clipper preset of it's subtle on the lead. So yeah, I don't really need to solo any of that, but and then let's see this sample here. And one thing I could do also is let me play the song without the like vocal doubles, so you can just hear like the one vocal and hear how it's I don't know, it's just more singular.
You warned me as I held you that your feet were cold.
I had a little harmony playing, but it's less, I just like a thicker sound.
Then you wore me like a towel.
So that is with the doubles. And this sample, kind of nice. Also I should say that like basically all these tracks, many of them are being sent to some sends that have delay and reverb, so I'll go over that at the end. But like there's a lot of that, those sort of sends, and Ableton is called send. I know it has different names and different DAWs, but that's definitely it's really working, doing a lot. But yeah, this sample, I just like, let's see if this is, yeah, this is sort of responsible for the sound of it, I think. Oh yeah, like entirely. Okay. Without it, it's just like a raw vocal, and it's not even that good of a take. It was just like a very quick like idea to get down, and with that. So yeah, it's mostly just that mid-range, kind of higher mids, really crispy. It almost sounds like a guitar amp or something, and that's being sent a lot to the sends. So I'll go to that in a sec. The harmony, vocal harmony, is probably not guessing, but let's see.
That your feet were cold.
You tried, buddy, you tried. Not very hard. Usually, if I know a harmony is going to be buried in the mix and that's not really a central part of the song, then I will oftentimes just do it real quick, and it's usually like I'm figuring out what notes to sing as I'm doing it, and then so kind of lazy on that. Probably shouldn't do that.
Watching me unfold.
That sounds better. Let's hear all the vocals together.
Watching me unfold.
So it helps just a little bit. And then on the vocal bus, or like the group, some saturation, decapitator. I want to hear it without the decapitator.
You warned me as I held
Just
you
helping.
that your feet were cold.
It's really not that much. That's basically it. That is it. That's all the tracks. There's so few things. Wow! Then I'll go through the sends really quick. Let's see what's going on. It's quiet, but just like a really kind of cheap, kind of almost nasty sounding echoey room from Ableton. Different things will be sent there, but probably only very slightly. And then let's see this plate reverb. The sample goes there a lot. But let's hear in context. So that's fun. Check out this other one. That's much more ethereal and longer decay.
Pictures of my friends.
So in that vocal plate. Shorter decay. Let's see. Eighth note, like an echo boy. It's also delayed from the start too, like a pre-delay, like it is. It's like the first series of delays are coming a little late after the main vocal gets a chance to hit your ears, so helps keep it like out of the way until you need it. It's thin and yeah. Just to kind of fill the space between the vocal phrases.
If yours don't treat you well enough, mine would
So, and then all the
like
sends.
you more instead. And suddenly I
Without the
remember
vocal. Just the sends. Pretty cool.
and still you wanna make me dinner, almost as good as making out
Let's hear that.
with you.
Yeah, kind of crazy hi-hats, but I like that. Keeps it interesting to me. What else should I go over? I mean, that's basically the whole session. Last thing I wanted to do was just go over the Saturn saturator on the drum kit, on one of the drum kits in the second verse. It gets if I turn it off, that's the regular. So it sounds totally different when you, so it's just automated on for that section. It goes from something like this. Cool. And this plate reverb. I love that. I'll just let it play out. Without the pad, it's sort of... And then that sort of screechy, crazy guitar effect goes back on one of these acoustic guitars. So you can see the automation for it turns on in the second verse and then in the outro. It goes from... which is insane, but... How about this one? Same with this one. So yeah. Less going on. This drum kit dropped out. My favorite part. Yeah, that was my favorite. That like slightly different rhythm, and yeah, the guitar is completely cut out at the last phrase for the. I love the way that bass sounds. To me, that was like one of the most exciting parts about this project is that like this song, this Ableton session is because I knew I had that like kind of floral, fluttery, kind of almost like fancy finesse acoustic part, and I wanted to make sure it was like balanced out by something kind of unexpected. To me, at least, it felt unexpected to have it like a cylindrical, tubular, watery, kind of like a futuristic, techie sounding bass over some sort of just like more like it felt like the acoustic was like a different style. Like I wanted to blend those two styles together. So yeah, I feel like that's a good overview of everything. But if you have any questions, I guess you can let me know and smush that subscribe button. But this is like the first video I've made on this stuff. Hope it's helpful. Hope it's interesting. I had fun doing this and just kind of looking back. I rarely ever like would open up an old session for anything, but it is kind of cool to see what it was doing. Yeah, hope you liked it. I guess that's it. I guess I will shut everything off now.
Still you wanna make me dinner.